with that, I would like to welcome everyone to the end of the Driftless channel here at Wisconsin Water Week. My name is Matt Walrath. I serve as the Invasive Species Program Coordinator at the Upper Sugar River Watershed Association. We're based out of Mount Horeb, and we do watershed level management. I'd like to introduce my director, Wade Motor, who will be leading this final closing intro to our programming. Wade has been the director at Upper Sugar for almost, I believe, 2011. So since it's almost 6 years, 7 years, 8 years. Wade has been excited about approaching environmental stewardship from a watershed perspective, combined with the challenging but nimble nature of a nonprofit world. He earned his bachelor's degree from UW Green Bay in 2009, majoring in environmental policy and planning, and lives in Madison with his wife, Alicia. So Wade, take it away, and thanks for telling us about Upper Sugar.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. This will be a somewhat similar presentation to this morning if you were on with us around 8:30. Just kind of giving a little rundown about the organization if you didn't catch the first part, but we'll try and do a little speedy version of it this afternoon, give you a little taste of the organization. And we'd love it if there's some interested folks out in the Driftless that want to learn more, want to get involved in the organization. We'd love to get in touch with you. So we'll give you some contact information at the end, so you can do that. So we'll just jump in. The Sugar River Watershed, if you're unfamiliar, is kind of the bottom of the state here, where our particular watershed is in kind of the southwest corner of Dane County. We're kind of nestled in here with the Pecatonica, the Grant, Platte, that's this kind of intersection down in the southern half of southwest Wisconsin here. Kind of zooming in here a little further. This is our watershed area. Again, I mentioned we were essentially southwest Dane County. So we bring in a lot of urban influence from Madison, Verona, which is growing rapidly. If you know about Epic and the 10,000 employees that pre-COVID go to that campus on a daily basis. So there's a lot of urban influence, but there's also a lot of farming influence as well. So we're about 50% of our land is in agriculture, but we still have room for a lot of these really beautiful natural areas as well. So you can see here in the very top right, that's the Sugar River going towards Little Paoli, little burb south of Madison. A couple of shots of Donald Park here, Sugar River wetlands where we do a lot of work. It's a really great paddling resource that I think a lot, 15, 20 years ago, people just didn't know about. So a lot of work has been done. A lot of efforts have kind of brought this watershed together. And I think this river is now no longer that well-kept secret anymore, which is a great thing. Our team here at Upper Sugar, we're small, but we're small but fierce. Matt introduced me earlier. He's our Invasive Species Program Coordinator. You can see me in the middle there. And then Hannah Bunting is our volunteer coordinator, among many other things. She's kind of does a lot of our communications, and if you see any of our e-blasts that go out, that's the work of Hannah. And she also has a hand in one of our other programs as well. So I'll just jump really briefly into just touching into some of these programs that we have. The invasive species side, that is Matt's world. And what's kind of neat about our group, although we are the Upper Sugar River Watershed Association, we do go beyond our watershed boundaries for a few things, and invasive species is definitely one of those. We serve a 7-county area, so you can see in the top there, Dane, Grant, Greene, Iowa, Lafayette, Sauk, Vernon, kind of southwest Wisconsin in a nutshell there. And our programs are quite varied. You can see kind of a plethora of things that we do, signage to kind of get the word out. You see that boot brush station there in the top left. We do some outreach with aquarium shops. Matt was doing that all day yesterday. There's actually I just saw an article come up on the Wisconsin State Journal about the moss balls that were being sold in aquarium shops that had zebra mussels in them. So Matt acted really quickly yesterday and was out all day going to some of those aquariums and making sure that they were either off the shelves or whenever they're in the first place. So that's a big part of what we do. We're even educating dogs here at Upper Sugar River on to try and detect mud snails, New Zealand mud snails, which are invasive in our neck of the woods. Um, and then, of course, volunteers are kind of a big part of what we do in the invasive species world. We need people to help detect, monitor, be our eyes and ears out in the field. Clean boats, clean waters is one of those things as well that we need. We need those eyes in the field. So this is actually we're hiring right now. Hopefully 2 or 3 folks that can be out at our boat landings here this summer, educating boaters about cleaning off their gear, cleaning off their boat and all their equipment. The one thing I mentioned Hannah that has a role in a few other things that we do. One of those is this CISMA, Cooperative Invasive Species Management Area. This serves a 5-county area. You can see the map, Sauk, Iowa, Dane, Lafayette, and Greene. This is sort of there's actually 15 of these around the state. So this isn't a new idea by any means, but it's a really cool collaborative idea that brings together a lot of those landowners, small groups, governmental institutions, just concerned citizens in general. And it's really just a pool of resources that you're kind of hyper focused on those local invasive species that are plaguing your area and how, strategies of getting rid of those or sharing tools, sharing ideas and that sort of thing. So that's what this group's all about. And we're just getting started with it. We would really appreciate, I'm sure there's people out there listening that are in those 5 counties. And if you'd like to be part of it, we're just in the beginning phases of it. So it's a great time to come aboard. I would go to uppersugar.org/CISMA, CISMA, and learn more about it. Another great program we have is Farmers for the Upper Sugar River. We're one of the many farmer-led coalitions that have been established around the state. Back in 2016, this is when the state of Wisconsin created a grant program to serve farmer-led coalitions, and we were first in line with it. Back then, we had about 5 farmers that were part of our group that we knew and we were intimate with and had shared ideas. Today, we're at 51 farmers. So in just a few years, we've grown exponentially. Our farmers represent now 20% of all agricultural acres in our watershed. And it truly is farmer-led. You can see like some of these demonstrations, field days, meetings, even the signage in the bottom right. We're trying to really get out the word and educate farmers, especially those that are kind of on the sidelines and kind of wanting to feel out the group and see what they're really about, and then you can glean information from us and all the farmers that are part of it. So it's been a really rewarding a group to be part of. We also do a lot of citizen science monitoring of all sorts. We work on mussels, although it's been a little derailed given a lot of the flooding in our area. COVID didn't help either. So we're hoping to get back into that in 2021 here. The WAVE program, Water Action Volunteers, you can see there with the water monitoring. We have a group of volunteers that station places all around our watershed and take samples 6 months out of the year and kind of become their own citizen scientists. And this helps inform decisions that DNR makes down the road. It's really rewarding. And same with the dragonfly monitoring, which has become a really cool family program to get little kids involved, older kids involved, older adults involved. It really is great for all ages. I think people really enjoy learning about all the different dragonflies out there. There are 130 some odd species of dragonflies in Wisconsin, and very few people know that. And there's very little data about them too. So that's what kind of makes this program really valuable. We're contributing to a data source that isn't too big right now. So it's a good thing to do. Youth education is another big part of what we do. We try and fit in wherever we can, and especially in this time of COVID, where I think teachers were looking for ways, kind of just scrambling for ways to provide their students good learning opportunities. This is kind of where we see ourselves fitting in, is either creating curriculum or creating opportunities, easy opportunities for teachers to take advantage of us and take advantage of environmental education. Some teachers don't have all the background or have a previous knowledge about environmental education. So we try and make that a little bit easier. We offer some outdoor options to go play around in the mud, uh, find bugs, see what's living out in the river. Um, Go on canoe trips. You can see in the bottom right there, we do a canoe trip with fourth and fifth graders every year. A lot of those kids have never been in a boat before, so really introducing them to the environment is pretty cool. A couple of cornerstones of events here that we like to do. Conversations about conservation. We have our Watershed Explorer series. Unfortunately, that kicked off last year as well, and we had 12 events planned, and COVID sort of took away most of those. But we're hoping to get that back going this year. And then our kind of our big fundraiser of the year is the Sugar River Ramble. So it's a half biking, half paddling event. This year it'll be in August. We have not determined the date yet, but we're hoping a lot of those vaccines are out and people are going to be itching to do something as a group again. So stay tuned on that. How you can get involved, and this is this is going to be my plug to all you folks in the Driftless that are interested. And even from even if you're not in the Southwest Dane County area, you can see that we work all over the place. So in the Driftless area. So we're always in need of volunteers. Those eyes and ears on the ground are really valuable for us. Of course, if you want to be a little more involved in the organization, we have room for on committees, of course, board of directors. But we'd always love it if you became a member. So that's always one way you can contribute. And there's information on that on our website, uppersugar.org, if you are interested. So anyway, this is my last slide. All the contact info is there. If you'd like to get in touch with me, my email address is wade@uppersugar.org. Otherwise, check out our website and see if we can be a match for you.
Thanks, Wade. That was great. Thanks for the shout out to the Invasive Species Program. It's been a good one. Almost 2 years here. It'll be 2 years in July. So cool to grow together, and really with all of our board and volunteers that make it happen. It's a great group of people to be involved with, and the impact that we can have with and not a lot of money is kind of amazing. And I've been inspired by seeing it myself. So one last thing, there is a moment of zen as we finish our very long, busy week. If you want to watch the sunrise on the sugar and time lapse with some nice music, put that in the chat there in Event Mobi for you to click on. Also consider subscribing to our YouTube channel, and we do social media, Facebook and Instagram as well. So with that, I'd like to thank everyone for attending the Driftless channel this fine Thursday in March. And we hope to see you at whatever version of Wisconsin Water Week is next year, perhaps in person. But until then, take care of yourself, keep involved, and get on the water. Thanks all.